Alrighty.
Hey everybody, I want to welcome you to a special edition of the Get Your Geek On podcast. As always, we are your hosts, Chuck KIWACZ.
Robert Jokes.
And today we are bringing you a special treat, and this is one of our Artist Spotlight interviews, and we have been dying to get this man on the podcast forever. You know him from the amazing rings and pendants that we've been giving away to you on the page for weeks, but now it's time to meet the man, the myth, the legend. Joining us live from Fort Mill, South Carolina, Mr. Christopher Batjeepster Hollers. Christoph, how are you doing today?
Doing very well. Robert, Chucks, thanks for having me on here today. Very excited.
Absolutely. Love having you. So for anybody that's watching at home or watching on Facebook, you know that we've partnered up with Batjeepster now for about 6 months. Absolutely love the jewelry that he makes. He makes some of the best custom-made comic book jewelry that you can find on the market. And anybody that's been a fan of our page has gotten to see his amazing work over the past few months. But now it's time to get to know the man a little bit better. So, Christoph, you and I have known each other now for about, I'd say about 8 months, working back and forth. But tell us a little bit here that just the fans that don't know much about you, tell us how you got started into making rings. I know the story, but they don't at home, and it's a hell of a story. So tell us a little bit how you got into this world.
Well, probably about 9 years ago, me and some friends, we went to a Halloween party. And with all the new, back then, all the new Zente outfits that just came out, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We decided to go with some of the characters from the Justice League. And I decided to be Green Lantern, and we could not find a Green Lantern ring. So I was like, you know what, I'll make it. And at the time, the only ones I could really find were the promotional giveaways we used to do at the comic shops for the John Stewart GYGO series.
Correct.
So I took that one and put a magnet in it, blinky light, and that Green Lantern ring I had. So took it to the party. Outfit was a fit too, but for the most part, the ring was really the king of the show. So somebody said, "Can you make?"
Now, anybody that is a Green Lantern fan knows just how difficult it can be to find any quality Green Lantern items, let alone the rings. Now, personally, that's how I actually discovered Christoph. It was through a Green Lantern message board. About 2 years ago, somebody had posted a picture of your Green Lantern movie-style ring and the SINESTRO ring that you had made. And I'd followed them forever. I'd seen them presenting some celebrities with rings, this and that, and new designs that he'd made. But finally decided to reach out about 8 months ago and just see if we could do anything to start working with him, because I really admired the work. But now, Christoph, definitely the lantern rings is how I found you, but that's not all that you make. So tell us a little bit about the jewelry you've made in the past and kind of how you pick the characters or the designs that you make.
Sure. For the most part, the jewelry that we used to make were nothing but plastic. We used to use a lot of plastic molds.
No problem. Now, he's actually grabbing us some great models to look at. So for those of you that haven't gotten a chance to look at his rings, this is some exclusive stuff right here. I cannot preach enough how much I love him. I'm actually wearing my SINESTRO ring right now.
What we used to do a lot of molds, and that was part of the process. So they started going into more into the metal rings and stuff like that. And this particular ring right here, this is the copy that we did for Stan Lee.
Wow.
I know, right? This particular ring was done in sterling silver, but we were at a show, and I used to take my rings to a lot of comic book shows before I got tables, in one of those big buckets of Neapolitan ice cream.
Yep.
But no ice cream involved. And they were all like plastic light-up rings, and somebody said, "You should really get a booth and sell them here." So the next year, that's what I did. I got me a booth selling plastic rings. And I just got it in the silver. So we had 2 silver rings set up. We had a Captain America and a Spider-Man ring. And this gentleman came up and said, "I know somebody who would like the Spider-Man ring." So I was like, "Please bring him to the table." He said, "Okay, no, not a problem." And 2 hours passed. And at this point, I'm thinking it was just a tire kicker.
Right.
At least he boosted my ego. He called a plastic ring, and then I wasn't going to see him.
Now, one of the crazy things about you, Christoph, that people don't know is you're actually completely self-taught. This is something that you just developed as a hobby, and you've kind of learned as you go. So tell us a little bit about that process. I mean, because you're basically carving your own path here, trying to figure things out. So was there a lot of trial and error at the beginning? Do you still have a lot of trial and error? I mean, what is it about? Go ahead.
I was going to say there's always error. There's There's always trial and error because it's continuing learning process. Like I said, we've been very fortunate with what we've done and with preparation meeting opportunity. For instance, whenever we were at the Comic-Con and the guy was picking our tires, 2 hours later, looking at the table, and I got a Spider-Man I'm interested in, and it's Stan Lee. Again, preparation meeting opportunity, and by us trying to prepare for the next chapter in what we're doing, there's going to be trial and error. So we're always looking to expand our horizons and our craftsmanship and our skills that we do. Dan Evans, that business partner, he lives up in Massachusetts.
Right now, you're
Yeah, and with me being down here in Mill, there is a very distance, but we make it work.
Now, one of the great things I love about this, Christoph, is that you mentioned Dan. He is kind of like your partner in crime here, and you guys tell us a little bit about how you originally met, because it's really an interesting story. But one of the things I love is the teamwork that you guys have, with Dan being the big design guy, and then you actually creating this yourself. So, how does it help to have that partner?
I couldn't do it without him. Basically, over the past years and stuff like that, whenever I'm sitting here and I start fiddling with two-dimensional designs, stuff like that, or I had this process or a thought that I'm like, I want to make this a reality. I want to make this ring. And then I go to, hey, Dan, I want to do this ring. Got so far. Can you add to this, what have you? And then we go from there. So by doing that, we're able to create something. And Dan, by far, one of the best CAD guys I've ever met in my life. I went to him and I said I had a project working on the ring for a high celebrity, and I wanted to make sure that you were up for this.
Now, we love Dan's work. We love what you do. Now, you told us that you started making plastic rings, and it's interesting how you've actually developed into the metal rings and now the silver. But I know Robert had a couple of questions. I want to turn the mic over to him real quick.
So, yeah, you do a lot of good work. How long does it take you on the process to make a ring? How long does it take?
Okay. Usually it depends on the ring itself, but for the most part, if you come to us right now, with us going to the shows and stuff right now, we have a 2.5 weeks turnaround. Now, that doesn't mean it's 2.5 weeks to make that specific ring. That just means that with all the orders that we have ahead of yours, we kind of take everybody's order in the way that it comes in. It's a matter of sitting down, putting these molds together, then getting them clean, getting the product out to you in a timely fashion, and us still being able to do the hand enameling and stuff like that. Because there's been times where a mold with Chuck, if you look at his center of the cement ring, if that doesn't come out perfect for the yellow resin piece, then I have to start over. And that can be a day's worth of work right there, just by getting that correct size and correct detailing in it. If I'm not happy, I'm send it out. But bottom line, we're fans who make rings. Sometimes it's not about the money for us. It's about giving the fans what they want and what they deserve.
And that's one of the hardest things is in this line, trying to find good fan-made jewelry for any kind of ridiculously outlandish price. You can find those, and they're not half the quality that he makes. I mean, you have incredibly affordable prices, but the craftsmanship is really where it's at. I mean, as you said, you're a fan doing this, but this is just your hobby. So the fact that this isn't your full 24/7 daytime job and you're still able to produce something of this quality is absolutely incredible. But we've had a chance to give away a ton of your rings. People have absolutely loved them, and the selection is absolutely incredible. But now tell us a little bit about your, favorite and least favorite piece to work with. Now, we actually don't have a review of it now, but you had sent us the Transformers Matrix of the Primes ring. That personally is my favorite design you've ever made. Tell us a little bit about your favorite design, your least favorite design, and what goes into those.
Well, I've got a whole mess of rings right behind me. I can get them real quick.
Go right ahead. But for anybody that knows, Christoph has probably got, I'd say, well over 60 different designs at this point, and they're always working on new ones. The lantern rings are by far my favorite, but anything that he's got is great. So let's see what you got for us, Christoph.
Here's the best part. If anybody who's ever been to the con and seen us set up at the con, we actually have over 2 designs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now, if you go to our website, you're not going to see 200 designs because if we did, us being a two-person show, it would just open up a doorway to the masses.
Absolutely.
Be two people trying to keep up with everything, we couldn't do it. So with that being said, we limit ourselves and we try to rotate the rings that we're doing on the website periodically. That way we're still getting them out there to other types of genres, sci-fi or fans, but at the same time limiting how much time we had to put into them without taking them off family.
Absolutely.
You know, because I'm a father of 3. I have a daughter 19 that's in college, and I got twin boys that are 6 years old. So and Dan's got a lovely little girl who looks at Ascon. So he's a family man.
He needs a mic. Yeah, we need a mic.
So now, just a little bit about your favorite and least favorite piece that you've made so far. Now, it's over 200 designs, which I had no idea. So, I mean, if you have to pick one, I've seen your custom Black Lantern ring. I'm actually wearing my Black Lantern shirt in honor of that. But that, by far, is my favorite design that you've ever done, just because of what you're able to do with the band of that. But I'm sure that you have a favorite of your own.
I do have a favorite of my own, and it's very simple. It's based off Ethan Van Sciver's work.
Now, Christoph, if you just want to lean back a little bit for us here, just a little bit close to the camera.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. But yeah, Ethan Van Sciver, who's one of our favorite Green Lantern artists ever.
This happens to be the new ring that he's drawing in the actual on the covers and in the books. Let's see.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
I dig it. Yeah, we got a good shot of that.
Yeah, we got a really good shot.
That's awesome.
I know it's on the wrong finger, but I don't have my size available.
Not a problem. So is that your favorite design that you've made so far?
This is my favorite design because, like I said, it's very simplistic. I call this a very functional ring. When I say that, it's because when you put this ring on, you're gonna put your hands in your pocket. It's not gonna be one of those naughty rings that snag in your pants pocket or what have you. And it's a functional ring, and you can wear it every day, and it can be for just about anything.
Now, that's one of the things I love about mine. Is as great the quality is, it's still very utilitarian. Like, I don't scuff it up or anything like that. I can wear it all the time. It's one of the things I love. Now, you've gotten your fair chance of celebrities that you've had to meet here. You've been able to make some great rings. Now, our personal hero here at the show is Kevin Smith. He's the reason that we have this whole podcast. He's actually given us a few shout-outs at great times. But tell us a little bit about the celebrity encounters. Do you still get starstruck? Who was the one person that you never expected to want a ring that did? And tell us who you're looking forward to making some rings for.
All right. Well, Kevin Smith by far was one of my most memorable encounters. We have had the pleasure meeting making Kevin 2 rings so far. We've made one Fat Man on Batman ring that was actually commissioned by Stan Lee for us to do for Kevin.
We love that ring.
It's a fabulous ring. And then we were actually able to make him a flip-top ring after he worked on Flash TV series and episodes. So we were very fortunate to meet and work with him that short amount of time. Somebody's calling us. You see how important I am. Guess what? You guys are more important. So.
See?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now, Kevin Smith, obviously, it's an amazing ring. Is there anybody that you were just absolutely dumbfounded that they wanted one of your pieces, or somebody to this day that you still hold up as like, wow, I can't believe that we got a ring to that person?
Nathan Fillion.
Really?
Wow. I didn't even know that you got a ring to him.
So which one was that? Because Nathan Fillion, outside of this, he has done a lot of roles. He has done the Green Lantern. He's done the voice of the Green Lantern for a lot of things. But was it something for Serenity? Was it?
I assume it had to be a Firefly.
Was it Firefly / Serenity? I know he also does the voice of Cade 6 in Destiny. What was it?
I actually have my copy of the ring right here.
Oh, wow. That's the comic book Green Lantern movie ring?
Oh.
That's the next in my list, guys. That's the one to complete this set here. I'll own one of those very shortly.
Just to kind of give you an idea, this kind of gives you an idea how far we've come. This was made maybe 8 years ago. This is our newer design.
Oh.
Nice. Can we get a look at the logo? There we go. Very nice. Now, Christoph, that's one thing I do want to touch on here, because with the Flash flip-top ring and the Green Lantern movie ring, you found a way to take a product that already existed, because Flash does have that Reverse Flash flip-top ring that's not that great, and then they did put out the Green Lantern movie-style ring, which is actually an interesting story when you told me about how you broke that down to make the mold. But tell us a little bit about how you go about that process, taking an existing ring and finding a way to put your own personal flair into it. Because I love that Flash flip-top costume ring. Just even putting that little costume piece in there was such an incredible touch.
Well, thanks again. I appreciate that. And we look at what's out there, basically, or in this case, the lack of what's out there. And sometimes you see something that's released to the public, and I'm not saying it's always licensed, and I know that can be a tricky situation and stickler for a lot of people out there, especially when it comes to fan-made stuff. So my thing is, each one that you do, make sure it's a piece of art and make sure it's a one-off. That way, whatever you're working, Chuck, is going to be different from the next one that I make. And they're all pieces, because each one is handmade, each one is hand done. And as far as the Flash top ring, I've got one right here, and I love it.
It's hands down. We've actually gotten a chance to give away one, and it's hands down the best prize I've ever given away. The owner of it absolutely loves it. But that's a perfect example that the existing Reverse Flash ring, not great quality. I mean, for the price that they wanted for it and everything else like that, I owned it. It wasn't great. And then you take that existing design and you put that Batjeepster flair onto it, and then you wind up with an incredible piece that I personally wish I owned myself.
Well, but I appreciate that. And here is the Reverse Flash that we did. And if you look at it, the first thing I looked at when we saw the one that was released, I was like, it's big. It's very tall. And the clasp was not a functional, meaning that it was faulty.
Yep, very loose too.
These are all my opinion. But what we did was we retook it, and what we did was we brought the size, the height down, and what we use here is earth magnets.
I was wondering how you kept that shut.
And whenever I say it's earth magnets, a lot of people are like, magnets, come on, they can't really be that strong. But if I could take the screen right here and do this and not open,
that's awesome.
It's not going to pop open, so you're good. So with that being said, even the side designs, little intricate details like this right here.
The lightning bolts, yeah.
And that's something that I have to sit there and don't think I've never sat there in front of my TV and hit pause. Look at stuff. I'm like, let me get the detail on that.
He does his research, people. But now Robert has one more question for us.
So I'm going to ask this. Have you ever gotten a request for the Mandarin's rings?
Ooh, never thought of that.
You want to know if we done what now?
The Mandarin
from Iron Man.
You know what? We've looked at them. And whenever the movie first came out, we were looking at Sideshow collectibles, with all the small details that they did. And we're looking at them. And I've got on some of the forums and the pop replica forums and stuff to see if anybody had some really details of them. The problem is with them, I would spend so much time on it.
If he has one, that'd be great.
I would actually drive myself crazy trying to make them.
If he has earbuds with a mic on it, it would work.
We would totally love to make one. The problem is now, for us to make one of everything that everybody ever wanted, we go broke.
Well, no, but I mean, it's just like, I know that you, outside of the lanterns, I'm trying to think about, famous comic book rings, and the Mandarin's rings are by far one of the more, at least on the Marvel side, have been, one of the more iconic pieces.
Oh yeah, definitely. We would love to tackle them.
The one that I pitched to him that I'm hoping for is a Harry Potter house class ring. You do like Ravenclaw, Gryffindor, all your different houses. But now, Christoph, one of the things that we do love here is the variety of characters that you have. Now, you do tend to skew DC, but who is the one character that you've yet to make a ring for that you're really dying to get something developed?
As far as character-wise, or
character, shows, movies, anything. There's got to be one ring that's sitting there itching that you want to get made.
I'm going to say it's a Red Robin.
Red Robin.
Okay.
That'd be interesting. I'd definitely love to see a take on that. Personally, I think that you got to get something Harry Potter. That's where I go. But that's just because of the heart in me. But I love the lantern stuff that you do. I'm always going to be a fan of those. Now, one of the cool things for those of you that are lantern fans, a lot of his rings actually have a very functional capability where they can light up your 1-to-1 scale power battery lanterns, which is a feature I've never seen in anything outside of a DC Collectibles ring. So tell us a little bit about that, Christoph, because I know you're a giant lantern fan yourself. So that's a really unique touch.
I am. I really am. I'm currently in the process of moving my office from downstairs upstairs, so a lot of my lanterns is actually already upstairs. But I'm trying to see if I've got any really stuff that kind of got me started. I got one of the celebrity swag rings that, you know, when the movie first came out and everybody was showing, like Kevin Smith's got it all like leaned in on the pictures. Like, look, I got my celebrity swag and all this stuff in the Lantern movie. So I was like, you got to get one of those, and I sold my soul and I got one.
Yeah, and then tell him. Here's the kicker, though. He sold his soul for an insane price to get it, and then tell him the first thing you did with it.
I boiled it.
He boiled it, dude. To break it down, like, multiple hundreds of dollars, and you boil it. Like, didn't even know if you could get it back together.
Robert's confused. He's like, "Why would you boil it?"
Yeah, I'll have that look of confusion. I'm like,
it's like getting
you sold your soul. And you're like, okay. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it apart.
I boiled it to take it apart to see how they did it. I'm always loving to reverse engineer things, and by doing so, you're able to tap into a new market and stuff like that. And at the same time, when you start taking measurements and stuff like that, and you're putting them side by side, you're getting, for instance, this is one of DC Comics that we're talking about. That's the face.
That's the correct. Now I own that ring personally. At the time, before I saw Batjeepster's rings, I'm like, this is one of my most badass rings that I've ever owned. And then he goes and puts up his version of that ring and blows it out of the water.
Now there's mine.
Absolutely incredible. Look at the center is completely different. But the molding on his is far more realistic to what it was in the movie.
I believe, for instance, if you're going to go out and buy a $350 DC Direct prop, I expect a $150 ring to go with it.
Not the $50 ring at best.
Yeah, my problem is if I put that ring beside it here at the house, my boys are going to look at the ring like, oh, this is Daddy's toy. I'm going to play with this.
Right.
If I put my ring out there beside it, they're like, oh, that's Daddy's ring. We ain't messing with Daddy's ring. So now that $300 prop looks like a prop and not like a 6-year-old's toy.
Have you ever been asked to do prop work for movies?
Still waiting on that phone.
Well, that's something that we can hopefully try to get out there, because we do have a great friend here, Eric Anthony Long, who was featured on Forged in Fire, but he actually, that's his side business, is making movie props and stuff. So we'll try to get you in touch with them. But, Christoph, I mean, everybody on the Nerd Herder page loves you. We love what you do. More than anything, we just want to preach the craftsmanship, the loyalty. But one of the greatest things about working with you is the fact that you make the customer a part of the process. From the time that you order that ring to the time that it's shipped, you're never left in the dark. You always know what's going on. You're always trying to get feedback, seeing what the person likes. I mean, I was lucky enough to be given a ring by you, the Blue Lantern ring that I own, but I bought this SINESTRO ring, and I got to tell you, I have never had a customer service experience like that. But the craftsmanship, the design work, the imagination, this truly is a business that's for fans by fans. But tell us just a little bit about what you want the Nerd Herder audience to know about you. Anything that you may have coming up in the future, anything that you want to pitch. This is basically your chance to let the Nerd Herder audience get to know you a little bit more.
Wow. I've never had so many people get to know me.
You're a popular guy, man.
Well, honestly, we really don't do it for fame. Talking about, yes, it's nice when we get recognized out there by some of the celebrities and stuff like that. But it makes us feel good that not only people portray some of our favorite characters, realize that bottom line that we're fans who make things for fans, and for them to be a fan of ours as much as we are a fan of them, it makes you feel good. And we're constantly striving to reach that next level, and with all the new coming out. I think the Black Panther movie coming out, and the Infinity War and stuff like that. Movies are going to change. It's going to change. I'm not just talking about the movie industry. I'm talking about across the board. Across the board for the media, for the entertainment, television shows, to the toy lines, and it's going to make people want more, and it's going to make people want quality. And I hope that we're in that beginning section where people thrive to want more. So
I got to tell you, Christoph, if you ever make a Black Panther or a Spider-Man ring, you got to get in touch with this man right here, because he is definitely dying for that Black Panther movie. We all are here. But going forward, like you said, the superhero movies have kind of changed the landscape, and now you've created a name for yourself, and you have this fan base.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, he had a ring in Civil War.
I dig that. Robert's drooling over here. That is a sick piece. So now, fans, we can find you through your Etsy shop. You're very active on your Facebook page. But tell us, if you got any upcoming cons that are going to be in your area, where can we find you? Just for the people watching at home that are in the Boston area, we're going to be giving away an incredible Blue Lantern ring made by Christoph at Boston Comic-Con. We've got a great scavenger hunt set up, so make sure you guys check that out. But I know, Christoph, I don't think you're done with con season yet, are you?
We actually are. Yeah, I take that back. We're doing a one-day show in Virginia. It's at Roanoke. It's a one-day little conference. Just this will be its first year, and we're going to go. We're just going to see how it is and everything, and see how. I don't want to name and drop yet.
No problem.
But check that one out and just kind of see how, get a feel of it and everything, and then that's pretty much it for the rest of the year. We won't start back up until March of next year.
So now on his Etsy shop and the Facebook page, you can see all the designs that he's made and all the designs he has available for sale. But don't let that sit. If you don't see something you like, message him. This guy has the ability to make custom pieces like you've never believed. If you go through his reviews on Etsy, you'll see he's made wedding bands for people. He's actually going to be making my wedding bands with Eva. Just some of the custom work that he's done is absolutely incredible. If he can do it, he will find a way to get a design made for you. So definitely make sure you guys check out everything. We'll have the links at the end of the video for his Etsy and his Facebook page. We've continued to work with him. We will continue to work with him. He's a sponsor of the Get Your Geek On podcast, and we love it. But Christoph, before we sign off here, just is there anything that you want to let the fans know about, any upcoming projects or anything that you want to get out there, any new pieces that you want to tell the people about?
Right now we're doing a special on some of the Wonder Woman tiara rings on our Facebook,
which we've actually given away. So we'll put the link up to those. But I think you're running a great price on those right now, aren't you?
Yeah, $25 for surgical stainless steel.
Absolutely. They're incredible rings. The movie doesn't do it justice, but that's an incredible tiara. So the Wonder Woman tiara ring is on sale right now. Tell us a little bit more about a new piece that you may have coming, or any other pieces that you want the people to know about.
Right now, we're doing a brushed metal, and we're also doing a Spider-Gwen ring. This is our new Spider-Gwen right here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's nice.
Exclusive here, people. We're breaking the news.
But big fan of Spider-Gwen. I think with the new, they got. Let's see, they got Spider-Gwen, Venom. They're about to do a big old thing here.
You could make an awesome Venom ring.
Oh yeah, and the brush metal that we're doing, this is the brush metal, and this is a Justice League inspired ring here.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
We have to review that when Justice League movie comes out.
And not only that, we're able to get stuff to the inside of the ring as well.
Yeah, that's one of the coolest things. Not only that, he puts his logo on the inside of every ring, which it's an incredible logo as it is, which we definitely think they use for the Phantom Lantern. But yeah, the logo inside the rings is incredible.
It does look like the Phantom Lantern, but and we're very honored that DC would recognize us like that.
Absolutely. We were actually able to give away a Phantom Lantern ring here, and Bobby King, shout out, loves it. He posts pictures of himself with it all the time. But so yeah, Christoph, your Etsy store and your Facebook page are absolutely great ways to reach you. But anybody that's looking for that custom piece or the piece that they don't see on their website, tell them a little bit about how they can get in touch with you.
Right when you go to the website, you can message us via Messenger, Facebook, or Etsy submit a request. And like I said, if you do not see it there, it doesn't mean we haven't made it or we don't have the ability to make it. By all means, you inquire, let you know, and we can usually get you into a custom sterling silver ring for under $165. I know some people say, "Wow, that's $165," but you're getting something that's custom and it's made for you.
I was one of the biggest hesitant people. You dealt with my pancakes, but I was so nervous to spend the money that I spent on the ring. And I got a great deal on it to begin with, but I had never bought a piece of jewelry more than $50 for myself. But I got to tell you, it's single-handedly the best money I've ever spent on any collectible for myself. You've been to my house. Like anybody knows me knows that my house is a living comic shop, and I can't stop preaching this ring enough. It's my favorite thing that I own. Money is not an issue when you're looking for something. The craftsmanship and the quality that he has, but not just that. You can't get nice lantern rings anywhere. Even the ones that DC Collectibles makes are crappy, stupid steel, or they're made out of plastic. So the fact that you can get something like that for $150, $180 is incredible. And the fact that they work with the lanterns, some of them, is insane. But don't let the prices fool you. He's got something for every budget. There's nothing that they can't try to make for you. But needless to say, we're excited to work with you guys in the future. We look forward to seeing all that's going to be coming down the road, and definitely going to be some more celebrity sightings through Batjeepster. Hopefully we can get some rings up on the Northeast for you. But looking forward, we definitely thank you for everything that you do here, Christoph. We love having you as a sponsor of the show. We've loved all the giveaways that you've had, and we just love having you on as a person. You're a great person, and one of the people that we truly, truly love having on the show because you're not too big for your britches. You realize that you're a fan, you're making these for fans, and the fact that you're so grounded is absolutely incredible. So, I mean, we can't thank you enough for working with us.
I appreciate it so much. And like I said, I feel like once an ego gets involved, you stop doing stuff. You start doing stuff and you expect everything else to be done for you. That'll never. So
Truly an honor to work with you, Christoph. Robert,
I was looking at your site here. I'm like, you have the Voltron line ring. I'm sorry, I was listening. I have you have the Voltron line ring pendants. It's like, it's just, I'm looking at this. You have one of my coworkers here is a big Jeep person, so I just looked at the Jeep ring for him.
So can we talk about where the name comes from?
Batjeepster. Like back in my Call of Duty days. Before my wife said, "Look, you got to stop playing this freaking game before I own it for like 13 hours, and you got to get to work in 30 minutes." And then when I get off, I got right back on it. But I used to have, I still have my Jeep Wrangler, and I used to have a '66 Batman logo on the side of it. So, thus giving it Bat Jeep. And if you own a Jeep, you're a Jeepster. So I was Batjeepster. And whenever I played Call of Duty and stuff, that was my handle, Batjeepster. So people were like, when I started doing the rings, were like, "What are you going to call your company? Do I just call them, Christoph's Rings?" I was like, I don't know what to call them. And somebody, I forget who it was, I wish I could remember who it was, but like, just use your college stuff. Just use your handle, man, and just, go with that. I was like, yeah, Batjeepster Rings. I was like, I love it. And plus, you start thinking of Batjeepster, and you're like, what does that have to do with the ring? And then when you look at it, take the ring, and we put the bat symbol on it, and now you have a bat ring. So, it works for me.
We absolutely love it, man, and we can't wait to see what's going to be coming down the line. But we can't thank you enough for being a sponsor of the show and for everything that you've done for us. Anything that we can do to reciprocate, but we want to tell everybody at home, make sure tomorrow, Saturday, July 22nd, 4 p.m., you check out this amazing interview with Christoph. We got a great article written up on him, and then some amazing reviews of the rings that we did that are all going to post in one neat little package for this month's Artist Spotlight. But Christoph, we want to sign off here, but we want a huge thank you for everything that you've done for the show and the network. We look forward to everything that's to come, and we look forward to having you back on the show.
Well, I appreciate it. Again, I don't know what else to say except to thank you guys for putting this out there, and it's been fun. It's been a worst case scenario. If we stop making rings next week, I couldn't complain about anything.
That's awesome, man. Well, we hope that you don't stop making them next week. In fact, we hope you never stop making them.
No, it's not going to happen anytime soon. So,
awesome,
just following us around, and again, if you have a ring that you want to get made, just make it possible.
Make sure you guys check out Batjeepster on Facebook and Etsy. Check out our reviews on YouTube. And as always, make sure you check out the Nerd Herder page for new episodes of the Get Your Geek On podcast every week, sponsored by Batjeepster Rings. So for this week's episode of the Artist Spotlight, featuring Christoph Batjeepster Hollers, I've been Chuck KIWACZ.
I'm Robert Dokes.
And you at home, have yourselves a week. We'll be back with our San Diego Comic-Con special Monday, streaming live every week now on Facebook as well. So we look forward to everything coming down the line from Christoph, and make sure you guys check out all the links below. For this week's episode,
Yep. Thanks a lot, Christoph.
Robert, appreciate it, brother.
Thank you.
and cut. Beautiful, my friend. We are golden. Is that going all right for you?